Hey, I'm Cass. Um, Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, depending on if you've seen me before. If you have not seen me before, I am a certified peer specialist, and that's kind of what my channel is about. Um, so, I have only recently revived my channel. This is my second video since deciding I was going to start YouTube again. So I want to dive in a little more to who I am, what I do, and what I want to use this platform for. So my name is Cassian. I am 26 years old. I am very neurospicy. I have several chronic physical illnesses. I have faced mental health challenges for the majority of my life. I'm transmasculine and pansexual. I'm polyamorous. I'm a dad. I don't share any of these things to be quirky or special or get sympathy. I share them because they're part of who I am. They're a big part of what I want this channel to represent, and they've shaped my life and therefore my experiences that I'll be sharing with you. I've spent my whole life navigating systems that were built without people like myself in mind, and I've learned the hard way what can help, what may help, and what absolutely will not help. I, as a peer support specialist, use my story to support others in their journeys. I'm not here to tell people what to do or say I have all the answers or really even any of the answers. Just sharing my life, my experience, how I have gone through recovery and gotten to the point where I am. And I'm hoping that the things I share can impact other people. I work as a peer support specialist at a mental health day program, and it's very meaningful and it brings me lots of joy. But I decided I wanted to start making YouTube videos again because I want to be able to reach a wider audience. There's a lot here I can relate to my clients or peers, however you want to say it with, but there are some things that may not click. I don't really think I have anyone here that's non-monogamous. We don't have a lot of LGBT individuals. So while a lot of my story is helpful and inspiring to them, there's a whole part of my story that it doesn't really do them any good to share. And I want to be able to use all of me, all of my life, and all of my story to help people. And this platform allows me to do that. A big thing with peer support is that it is peer-led. Not peer as in me, but peer as in you. Typically with mental health treatment, therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, psychiatric hospitals, the whole concept is they're saying, like, this is how you get better, this is what you need to do, these are the things you should be focused on. But with peer support, I ask, what do you want to focus on? What does happiness look like to you? What does recovery look like to you? I don't decide what the end goal is. I respect whatever your end goal is, and there are some things that I may not feel comfortable or capable of supporting, but I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong or that you're doing things incorrectly. I'm just here to walk beside you, meet you where you're at. I actually saw a post earlier today that it wasn't about peer support, but it basically was about peer support. It focused on peer support not as a profession, but just as like a day-to-day experience. talked about how, there's someone that is struggling and they're trapped in a hole, and a therapist passes by and, gets them to talk about their feelings, helps them figure out how they got in the hole. A psychiatrist comes by, gives them some medication that makes them tolerate being in the hole a little better. Some random people come by and give advice, just jump out of the hole, just get out, you can do it. Some people come by and are like, it's not that bad. Yeah, you're in a hole, but at least you're not in lava. And then in the story, someone else that is struggling comes by and they jump in the hole with you. And you're like, what are you doing? Now we're both stuck. They're like, I've been in this hole. I know how to get out of it. We're going to get out of it together. And it was just a really powerful analogy to me because, every person that stopped had good intentions. They were trying to help in some way, and they did things that probably did help in some ways. But the thing that was missing in all of it was genuine understanding and willingness to meet them down in the hole where they were at. It's hard to believe in yourself when the person that is encouraging you isn't where you are and has never been where you are. It's like, well, yeah, you can do that, but I couldn't. But with peer support, the person that's encouraging you and helping you build confidence and build skills is a person that has genuinely been in your shoes, and they're willing to get down there with you and do the dirty work and face the ugly moments to help you out. I chose this career field for a variety of reasons. For starters, my special interest is psychology, has been as long as I can remember, and because of that, I really wanted to be a therapist. However, by the age of 14, I knew that wasn't achievable. I could not manage getting through high school. There was no way I was going to manage getting through that much college. And also working, the job of a therapist, I didn't know if I could handle between my physical and mental health stuff that I had going on. So I had kind of given up on that dream. And then when I was 23, I had a therapist who I explained what I just said to them, and they taught me about peer support and suggested looking into it. And it was like my lifelong career goal had been handed back to me in a way that felt safe and in a way that made all of the crap that I've gone through in my life feel like there was a point. I don't know, but it was a really big deal, and I'm so happy that I did it. But along with that, I want to be able to help people in the way that I wish someone would have helped me. There were people that were there for me. There were people that were trying to help. But there was never someone on what felt like an equal playing field. It was always someone way up here telling me, it's okay, you can do it, you can jump. But never someone that knew what my pain felt like. I like the fact I'm allowed to be transparent as a peer specialist. Honestly, I think being a therapist would have driven me crazy because, you hear these stories and stuff, but you can't really share your life with clients as a therapist. But I'm allowed to just, be open, be honest. Yeah, I've done some crappy things. I've struggled with substance use. I've been in abusive relationships. I've self-harmed. And I'm still here today. And at a point in my life where I'm happy. The kind of idea behind this channel is to help you exist in a world that makes things way harder than it really should be. Whether it's you sitting there and listening to me and being like, oh, there's someone like me, or they had similar struggles, but they made it, so maybe I can. Or, I just say, hey, I did this thing and this is how it worked out for me. And you're like, let me try that. I don't know. I want to be able to impact and help and make a difference. And this is what feels like the right way to do that. So the types of things that I'll be sharing in these videos range from psych education, talking about different diagnoses, what their symptoms are, what they look like, what they mean, where they come from, life skills, how to apply for jobs, how to get interviews, how to manage keeping your house put together, how to advocate for yourself. It'll focus on recovery and coping strategies that have benefited me in some way. It'll focus on my identity as a queer person, as a disabled person, as a everything I am person, and how those things impact my life and my recovery story. And most of all, I'm going to be sharing my story. I don't know that I'm ever going to sit down and make a full video of my story from start to now, but each video is going to have little pieces of my story, and as you follow along with me, you'll learn how I got to here. I am very awkward, and my videos are probably not gonna be as, great as many YouTubers out there. I'm gonna fidget, make noises, and I'm gonna have notes because I get anxious and forget everything I'm saying. But I can promise honesty, and I just want to reach people that need to be reached. If you're seeing this and my channel sounds like something that could benefit you in any way, or just something you're curious about, I'd love for you to follow along with me. If there are specific things that you want to ask questions about, my comment section is open. For the most part, I'm very open book. I will educate you and be honest about whatever I'm able to within, socially-ish acceptable terms and YouTube guidelines. I, of course, have to put in this legal disclaimer of this is not treatment. This is not a replacement for treatment. I am not a therapist. I'm just a friend that can hang out with you and maybe relate. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you watched till this point in the video. I hope that someone out there resonates with this and that you follow my channel and get something from my videos. See you next time. My phone falling over is the exact example of why my videos aren't going to be what you're used to.